call this meeting of the Galt City Council to order. City Attorney, do you have anything for us from the special meeting closed session?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Returning from closed session this evening, Council was in closed session on 3 items: conference with legal counsel on existing litigation, City of Galt versus 7 Star LLC, conference with labor negotiator, and public employee appointments, clerk administrator, and there's no action to report under any of those items.
Thank you, sir. Under item D, we're at D1. We have a subject coming up of sale of real property located at 411 and 417 5th Street, Galt, California, and that is to you again, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, this was a late addition to the agenda for this evening. It's under the special meeting, and as you may recall, the city is in the process of selling 2 pieces of residential property, 411 and 417 5th Street. It's actually 1 parcel, and we are in escrow, and what we need in order to complete that sale is a resolution from the City Council that approves the sale of the property and authorizes the city manager to execute all documents relating to that transaction. This resolution would approve the sale of the property at the appraised value or greater, and I'd be happy to respond to any questions.
Any questions from council?
Make a motion to approve the resolution. Second.
I have a second from Councilmember Hewer, and a motion from Councilmember Hewer and a second from Vice Mayor Payne. Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
Mayor Cruz?
Aye.
Thank you.
So we have a unanimous vote to adopt a resolution approving the sale of real property located at 411 and 417 5th Street, Galt, California. We now close the special meeting and reopen the regular meeting. Call for the vote, excuse me. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Payne?
Present.
Councilmember Hewer?
Here.
Councilmember Campion?
Here.
Councilmember Powers?
Here.
Mayor Cruz?
Here. Could you all please, for a minute of silent prayer, rate, stand. And our flag salute will be by Galt Troop 119. Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard prepare to post colors. Will the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard post colors. Color dismissed. Could you read the video statement, please?
This meeting of the Galt City Council is being videotaped in its entirety. and will be cablecast without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the Government Affairs channel on the Comcast and SureWest cable systems. Tonight's meeting can be seen on Channel 14 and will also be webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv this Friday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Tonight's meeting can also be seen via live video streaming on the city website at www.ci.galt.ca.us. A DVD copy is also available for checkout from any library branch. Members of the audience wishing to address council should fill out a speaker identification form and give it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing council and state your name for the record.
Thank you. First on presentations is new employee introductions. City Manager?
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, it's my privilege to present this item to you this evening. This is something that we haven't done consistently on a regular basis, and we want to get back into the regular practice, probably on a quarterly basis, of introducing our new full-time and our part-time employees in front of the City Council as well as the community. That way, when you're out and about, people can kind of know who the people out there in the offices on the street serving them on a day-to-day basis. So today we have a number of new employees that have been hired within the last 6 months. We went back a little ways, and then we'll try to come back on a quarterly basis going forward. So I'm going to first have our Public Works Director, Steve Winkler, introduce a couple of new employees in his department. Steve?
Thank you, Mr. Berman. I'd like to ask Michelle Abrahamson and Kathleen Gaskow if you could join me here at the podium, and we'll let them see your face. We won't put you on the spot, but bring them both up at once to maybe ease the attention here. So our first introduction is Michelle Abrahamson on the left, and she is a fairly new part-time Parks Maintenance Worker 1, working in our Facilities Maintenance and Building Maintenance Unit and helping with janitorial, and she's doing a good job of keeping our facilities prepared for the public and for our employees, and we hired her on August 18th of this past year, and we welcome her aboard. And to my immediate left is Kathy Glasgow. She's our new administrative assistant in the Public Works Department. She's been on board a little over 6 months now. We hired her back in June, but thought since we're kind of kicking this off and she's a key player that we'd introduce her to you tonight formally. Most of you know her, a longtime Galt resident, and her job is to clean up after me. So welcome, Kathy.
Michelle.
All right, next we're going to have Tony Stewart, our Community Development Director, introduce his new employees.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Council, to invite us Ross Lavalla and Tina Barclay. And I think you can tell the two apart. Hey, I'll start with Tina. Tina came on board as our new administrative assistant. She replaced Kathy Coleman, who retired back in May. Actually, Kathy retired quite a bit before this, but we finally got Tina in May. She comes to us from Imperial Beach, where she had done the same basic position for that city, but she wanted to move closer to family and back up to this area from where she's come from before. Tina, like Kathy, cleans up after me. And she also basically holds down the fort, community development. She is backup phone service. She handles all of our budgetary items. She also helps out Chris, our planner, with backup plan checking and answering questions that the public may have and whatnot. So we are very fortunate to have our focus on Tina here with us. And then Ross is our newest hire. He came on board at basically at the beginning of September as our newest building inspector. And Ross came to us from the private sector. This is his first public sector, so that's correct. And he brings a wealth of experience to the city and to the department. He has certifications in many different aspects of the building field. And at this point, besides the many projects we do work on all over California, At this point, he is basically our one-man show, getting L&L through the process as quickly possible and open for business. Our McDonald's, he handles a lot of residential inspections and whatnot, and also helps out in the office with public health and whatnot. So definitely happy to have both of them on here.
Picture.
Anything else? We're done.
No, we're done with the employee introductions. We're now going to have the oath of office for our new police officers. Chief Bowen.
Good evening. I guess they're afraid to come in, so I'll call them in one by one. First is Officer Daniel Callison. Officer Kyle Hendrickson. Officer Young Hammock. Officer Jonathan Weiler. And Officer Michael Little. Now, with the gentleman you see in front of you, the newest officers, it makes us a full complement. In other words, we have no vacancies within the police department currently. Three of them, well, actually 4 of them, just got out of the academy, and we had them spread basically all over the state. We had Eureka, Chico, Sacramento, and was it Modesto? Wow. Anyway, so they were traveling around for their graduations, and they just finished, and now they're back on, and they're on what we call FTO as far as the training program. And Mr. Weiler there spent about 25 years, raise your hand, spent about 25 years, I believe, with Los Angeles Police Department and decided that he wanted to come to a nicer place. So let's see what that's about. Donna, you ready?
I'm going to give you the oath of office. You raise your right arm for me, please. I'm going to speak louder. I'm sure with all your voices, I'll be able to hear you out there. Okay, I, and state your name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and during such time as I am an employee of the City of Galt, I will faithfully discharge the duties of the position police officer according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Yay!
Would any of you like to say anything? Okay.
That's from everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Welcome aboard, you guys. Yeah, that would be nice.
One of the things I failed to mention was Kyle Diedrichson is the son of Sergeant Diedrichson, who's a current foreman.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, could you read the public comment statement, please?
Under Government Code Section 54954.3, members of the public may address the council on non-agenda items. Speakers may address council on any agenda item during consideration of the item. Speakers shall restrict their comments to issues that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council and limit comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Please fill out a speaker sheet located on the table inside the entrances to the council chambers and forward the completed speaker sheet to the clerk.
And do we have any speakers?
No, I do not.
Okay. Seeing we have no speakers, next is the information consent calendar. We have a motion to accept.
Well, I want to ask, if we could, if it's your pleasure, if we could just move the commission and committee appointments up after the consent calendar, just so there might be people out in the audience who would like to.
That works for me. Anybody else? Okay.
Okay, I move to accept the consent calendar.
A motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne? Aye. Councilmember Hewer? Aye. Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
Mayor Cruz?
Aye. Passes unanimously. Next, under scheduled matters, we'll be holding a public hearing on the use of citizens' option for public safety, cops.
Excuse me.
Sorry?
We're gonna move.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Brain's half full of
All
stuff.
right, okay. Kelly's half full.
Yeah, it's true. Can we go ahead and do your appointments? I'm sorry. So we are moving to city clerk's report. We're going to commissions and committee appointments.
Okay. Recommendation, appointments to vacant positions on city commission and committees by individual council members in accordance with city practice. The first one is Parks and Rec Commission, and Councilmember Powers and Councilmember Hewer each have an appointment, and we received 2 letters.
I'd like to appoint Kelly Keavy. Okay, and I'd like to appoint Joe Batondo, please.
The next committee is actually the Beautification Committee, and is Councilmember Powers. However, I didn't receive any letters of interest.
Okay, maybe we'll re-put that in the paper.
Okay, shall I advertise for that one?
Please.
Okay. And the Commission on Aging, again, it's Councilmember Powers has the appointment, and the entire City Council appoints the alternate position. So there's the one letter.
Hey, he was talking to me. Which,
Commission on Aging.
okay.
Councilmember Powers has the appointment, and the entire City Council appoints the alternate position. I have 2 letters of interest, one from Sherry Darchuk and Thurman Roberts. Thurman Roberts was previously appointed. Thurman Roberts? Councilmember Powers?
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to re-put him back on there, if that's okay,
Okay.
with the rest of the council.
It's Powers' appointment. And then the remaining,
Appoint Sherry?
Sherry, yes,
As our
as the
alternate?
alternate.
The alternate?
Do you have any problems with that? Motion?
Okay.
Looks unanimous.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Steve, get us.
There wasn't necessarily a vote.
Do we need to
Do we need a motion on this?
Yeah, we do need to act by motion, yeah.
Okay. We have a second before we have the motion. Do we have a motion?
I move.
Powers.
Second. I move.
Okay.
Okay.
Hewer, Campion. Okay.
Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Payne? Aye. Vice Mayor Payne. Councilmember Hewer. Aye. Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Powers.
Aye.
And Mayor Cruz.
Aye.
The next one is Public Safety Committee. Councilmember Powers has the appointment.
I don't have any letters of intent. I didn't think we did either.
Okay. Do you want me to advertise
Yes,
for that
please.
one as well?
Okay.
And the last one on the back is the Galt Youth Commission, and Councilmember Powers also has the appointment, and I have one letter of interest, which is Luby Flores.
And she's on before,
Yes,
correct?
she was.
I'd like to reappoint her.
Okay, for that one.
Okay.
Thank you. I guess that was all about me, didn't it? What? I've been moving it forward, but it was all about you and me, too.
All right. Go back to our scheduled matters. On the public hearing on use of citizens option for public safety, COPS supplemental law enforcement services funding funds. Chief Bowen.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Before you tonight is appropriation of funds from the state. Assembly Bill 3229 was passed in 1996, and it basically imposed a statewide sales and use tax allocation for qualified law enforcement agencies. The bill requires all allocated monies be deposited in a supplemental law enforcement services fund to be expended exclusively for county jails, police, sheriff, and district attorney services. The money itself is allocated by the population of the city within the county, and by law, the relative population is based on the nearest recent January estimated population. The estimated amount for the city of Galt in this fiscal year of 2014-15 is estimated to be the same as last year in the amount of $100,000. Our recommendation is that $100,000 used to fund one police officer position, and that is outlined in our current budget documents. And I'm available for any questions regarding this if you'd like.
Right, thank you, Chief. At this time, I'm going to open the hearing to the public for comment. Seeing no comment, we will close the public hearing. And do I have a motion to adopt the resolution? Do I have any?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Who made the motion?
Flip a coin to get the two ends.
Second.
My second. Okay, Powers. This is funny because I haven't.
Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne. Aye. Councilmember Hewer.
Aye.
Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Powers.
Aye.
Mayor Cruz.
Aye. All right, under the regular calendar, City Attorney's Office, vacant elected city clerk position.
Okay, good evening again, Mayor and City Council members. As the council is aware, on December 29th, the Galt elected city clerk, Liz Haglund, resigned from office. In the situation when the elected city clerk resigned prior to the termination of her term, what the state law provides is that the city council has 60 days in which to either call a special election to fill the vacancy or to make an appointment to that post. If the council wishes to make an appointment, you can appoint any individual who is a resident and registered voter of the city, or if you desire to specify a particular process for making an appointment, such as soliciting names, you also have that discretion. So the recommended actions this evening are, first of all, to determine whether or not you wish to fill the position by appointment or election, and if you wish to fill by appointment, then you can move to a direct appointment if that's your desire.
Thank you, sir.
If there's any questions?
Well, it would be my desire to appoint someone.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
At the same time, we nominate myself.
Second. Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Good. Call for the vote.
Vice Mayor Payne. Aye. Councilmember Hewer. Aye. Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Powers.
Aye.
Mayor Cruz.
Aye.
Congratulations, Donna.
Under subject number 2, appointment of clerk administrator. Back to you, Mr. Rudolph.
Okay, So on November 18th of this past year, Liz Haglund submitted her letter of resignation as the clerk administrator. In December, the city council met in closed session to consider the options for appointment to the position. At the conclusion of that meeting, the council directed staff to negotiate an employment agreement with the current deputy city clerk, now city clerk Donna Settles, to serve as the clerk administrator. A copy of the proposed agreement is attached for your consideration. The action items before you this evening are recommended to adopt a resolution approving the employment agreement with Donna Settles, appointing her to the position of clerk administrator. And then a second item, which is to modify the organization of the city clerk's department, is a resolution that would eliminate the deputy city clerk position and authorize a full-time office assistant position. This change in staffing would result in a economic savings to the office in the next fiscal year. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from council? To the motion.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne? Aye. Councilmember Hewer? Aye. Councilmember Campion?
Yes.
Councilmember Powers? Aye. Mayor Cruz?
Aye, unanimous.
Welcome again, Donna.
Thank you.
Mr.
You're
Mayor,
gonna be busy.
if you would so desire,
That's fine.
I would like to recommend that we take a 2-minute pause in the action, and it would be my pleasure to administer the oath of office to Donald Settles as the city clerk.
Please do so, thank you.
Okay, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donna Settles,
I, Don Settles,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and during such time
and during such time
as I am an employee of the City of Galt,
as I am an employee of the City of Galt,
I will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the position of City Clerk
of the position of City Clerk
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, moving on to Public Works. The long-awaited award of contract for the Railroad Quiet Zone project. Mr. Winkler.
I'm going to be uncharacteristically quiet on this and introduce Gwen Owens to give you a real quick thumbnail overview of what we're proposing, and we are recommending that you give us a couple actions. So Gwen, why don't you give us this item?
Very briefly. The railroad quiet zone improvements are basically our improvements at 5 of the railroad crossings from Cox to Elm Avenue. The improvements generally consist of medians, additional signing, repainting of pavement markers, installation of mountable curbs, and also there's the installation of a fence along the east side of the railroad tracks from approximately F Street to A Street. Next slide. With that, Public Works is asking Council to authorize the city manager to execute a contract with All American Construction in the amount of $266,283, authorize a project contingency in the amount of $12,491, and authorize the Public Works Director to accept the improvements and to issue a notice of completion. With that, I conclude my presentation.
Okay. Any questions from council?
The fence, what's it going to look like, or what is it?
The fence is dictated by the railroad, okay? So there's a couple of reasons. During the process of the quiet zone, the fence had been requested by both the railroad because there are a lot of pedestrians that are crossing mid-block. In this time that we've been working with the railroad, it's not required as part of the quiet zone, but the city has separately has acquired a railroad lease to do improvements to that property that will be east of the fence to actually 4th Street, and that lease actually requires the fence to be up. So it was an economy of scale to do the two together.
And the fence made out of what?
It's a steel fence that's dictated by the railroad. So
A cyclone fence, I mean,
it's not, it's heavier than a cyclone fence. It's
and it's gonna run from S to A, is that what you?
basically from S to A. It's gonna be a little bit south of A. You have Robinson Feed, so it's a little bit south of Robinson Feed. Clearly, about 50 feet from each of the crossings it'll go lower. The fence will be approximately 8 feet, with the exception of about 50 feet from the railroad crossings. They'll be 4 feet, and it's for pedestrian safety, to prevent pedestrians from crossing at those locations.
I think your question is kind of what's it going to look like. I believe, is it expanded metal or is it a welded wire fabric?
I believe it's welded wire fabric.
Which is it's something that you won't easily scale, but you can see through it. It's basically to keep cross traffic. One of the exact same specification was actually recently put in Lodi as part of their railroad square improvements that went in along their new corridor there by the transit center. So if you wanted to see what it's going to look like in a sneak peek, that's basically what the railroad is requiring go in because it's their right of way. So that's what they want to put in for both pedestrian safety and visibility.
So will we maintain it or the railroad?
The answer is we're putting it in as part of our lease for the open space, green space, and therefore we'll be responsible for general maintenance of that as part of that lease.
Yeah, middle of the historical district, it's kind of tends to be an eyesore when you see those kind of fencing. So
The purpose of the lease agreement is the city has plans to improve the area between 4th Street and on the railroad property, and for us to be able to do that, that was a requirement of the lease agreement to be able to have that fence installed. The fence is a standard railroad fence that is in other locations, so ultimately when additional funds are made available for that beautification, the parking lot, parks, etc., that's, the requirement for that.
Gwen, did you say the height, what the height is?
In approximately 50 feet from the crossing, it's about 4 feet, and then it goes up to 8 feet.
8 feet, okay.
so it's a fence running through the middle of town.
It's basically 50 feet from each, railroad crossing north and south. It's only on the east side.
That'll run between F and A, you said.
Approximately, F and A, correct.
Yeah, it won't be like a BART corridor that you see, where it looks like a linear prison. It's on one side only, and it just keeps traffic it removes the incentive to cross other than at the street crossings.
And sometime when we were doing this process of working through the quiet zone with the railroad, FRA, and CPUC, there was an accident that a teenage boy was crossing inappropriately. I don't know the circumstances, was hit and killed, and so it's basically to help with those issues.
Maybe I could add, as part of the future green space project, we'll be doing some limited landscape work and some shrubs and things that might help soften. So I don't think it'll let us block the fence with climbing vines, but we can do some things along the bottom of the fence to help with the aesthetics.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the need for it, but appearance-wise, 8-foot fence running through the middle of town is not very attractive. I mean, so I just, it's like people putting cyclone fences around their homes and, metal fences around their homes. It's just,
And when you look out, and that's what, and there's residents there, and that's what they're gonna look out and see now. I know they get even quiet zone in exchange for that. Okay, well, thank you.
Any other questions? I did have one. You mentioned there was a portion that was going to be 4 foot high. How far down? You said 50 feet?
It's approximately, from the center line of tracks, north and south, it's approximately 50 feet. It goes down lower.
And how long is that length going to be? I mean, how far is it going to be at 4 feet?
Approximately 50 feet. So basically from when you hit one of the tracks at A Street, approximately 50 feet north of A Street is where it'll change from 4 feet to 8 feet.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with no other questions, do I have anybody who wishes to make a motion to adopt the resolution?
I move the item.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have a question?
Well, did you have a speaker sheet for that?
I don't need that.
Oh, this is-
Am I hearing right? Did I hear it right that this fence is only going to be on one side? And how far is the fence going to be back from the actual cross of the railroad?
Correct. It's only going to be on the east side, and it is, I believe, approximately 50 feet east of the center line of the railroad track. Approximately 50 feet.
No. I'm talking about how far is the fence going to be back from the railroad track?
About 50 feet, approximately.
50 feet?
Correct.
Okay. So it's actually not going to stop anybody from coming from the west side across the railroad track anytime they want.
Correct.
So it's just it's a half a fence, basically. And that's what the railroad required.
That's what the railroad wanted.
Doesn't make sense to me. Why do you need a fence at all?
I can't speak for the railroad, but if I had to venture,
That's something that's mandated that they force you to have.
I would suspect that there's a couple issues, that there's potentially more activity on the east side with the development that's going on. And then in addition to that, with the lease agreement, with the future improvements the city has planned for the east side funding, when additional funding is identified, those improvements will have additional people on the east side. I think a combination of those two is what the railroad potentially wanted to have that.
So 50 feet from the railroad track is going to put you almost into the park between the old B Street and C Street crossing, which B Street is no longer used. So you're going to have a 8-foot fence starting somewhere behind the old B store, going 8 feet all the way down to within 50 feet of C Street, and it'll drop down to 4 feet, and only on one side.
Correct. All the improvements, the railroad, though the fence improvements are within the railroad right of way.
I actually have an answer on the response from the railroad. When we met with Union Pacific Railroad, we talked specifically about the fence, and what they said is they do not allow or want fences on both sides because it prevents, what it does is makes a corridor, and people could get caught in between those two fences, which becomes an even more dangerous situation. So when they install fences, or when they require fences be installed, they only do it on one side, and that's just,
That's why I was wondering,
yeah.
if somebody crossed from the west, across the railroad track, and then they're trapped between the railroad and the fence on this side.
Yeah.
They could come, they're not trapped 50 feet, you know.
Right.
That's not the trap, but it's still, that they can just walk across anytime they feel like. But all it's gonna do is herd them down to A Street.
Right. It funnels them into the crossings.
It doesn't make sense if they're only going on one side. If you're gonna stop them from coming from one way, you're going to stop them from the other. And the 50 feet offset from the railroad, is like Mr. Stewart said, is gonna put it into the park, unless you're gonna allow somebody to put some sort of decorations or something on that fence. 4th Street, if people are in Marsetti's tasting wine and looking out of a fence. That was just my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move the item.
Okay.
I've been concerned about what it's gonna look like.
It's what they require.
Yeah.
They were very insistent, I know, because I dealt with them. The 50 feet
is the standard, the 50 feet is the standard right of way, and that's why it is the standard setback on both sides of the railroad. They don't want it within that railroad right of way, which is what was granted to them, so it has to be outside of that, even though they own the property on the other side as well. It's not that case everywhere, so it's what their standard is what their rule is, and if we wish to go forward with the future improvements of the parking lot and some of the landscape improvements in that area, that was a condition of the lease approval, so.
And it's taken us many years to get here.
Yeah.
Many, many years. Okay.
You had looked like you had something to add to that.
Well, Mary Lou made a very keen observation, and that was that the railroad doesn't always make sense.
Look how long it took us to get the lease. Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
Mayor Cruz?
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, under City Clerk's report, we have covered the commissions and committee appointments. We're now at outside agency appointments and appointments by the entirety of the City Council.
Okay, the recommendation is to review the matrix and make appointments as necessary and in accordance with city practice. The first one on the list is the Public Safety Committee. 2 city council members sit on this committee.
How many openings are there?
2.
Oh, 2.
I released my portion of that.
You have any takers?
Is anybody interested in being part of that committee? Council?
How often do they meet?
Once every other month. So it'll be January, March, May, etc.
Okay, I'll volunteer for one of them.
I have one. Do I have anybody else?
So which committee are we on?
Public safety.
Public Safety?
Public safety.
Okay, so these would have to be not by volunteer, but you need to make a motion on it, since it's council appointee.
Correct.
Okay.
A motion, Mary Lou Powers.
Second.
Call the vote.
Okay, Vice Mayor Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
Mayor Cruz?
Aye.
Still one opening.
If council will have me, I'll stay with it.
What?
I'll make the motion, Mark Cruz.
Second.
Which one were we talking about?
Same one.
Oh, okay.
It'll you and me.
Okay. Okay. Works for me.
Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne? Aye. Councilmember Hewer? Aye. Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
Mayor Cruz?
Aye. Next.
Yep, the next one on is the Historic Preservation Advisory Committee. There are 2 openings, well, actually 3 openings, 1 at large, 1 business owner, and 1 planning commissioner serving, and they're all serving 3-year terms. Currently, the planning commissioner is Craig Morris. We have to go back to him and reconfirm he'd like to serve another term. And then I have letters from Daniel Denier, Alvin Roberts, and Sean Farmer. Alvin Roberts is a local business owner, and Sean Farmer served as the member at large. That's what Daniel Denier would also be member at large.
Does Daniel also have a business?
In his letter, he doesn't state that he does, but if you know that,
He's here, if you want
oh,
to.
wonderful.
And I think he does have the business where I used to have a business. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so I have 2 positions, 1 at large and 1 business owner. Daniel Denier, Alvin Roberts, and Sean Farmer have all put in letters of interest.
I make the motion to appoint Mr. Denier as the business owner position.
A motion and a second. Call for the,
I'll second.
call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne? Aye. Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
And Mayor Cruz?
Aye. And for the second position.
Make the motion to appoint Sean Farmer.
Second. I have a second and a motion. Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
And Mayor Cruz?
Aye. All right, what do we have next?
Going right through. Cities and Schools Together.
Cast. Current sitting is Barbara Payne and Kurt Campion. Do
As
you
the
guys wish to
alternate.
retain?
I'm the alternate right now. I can, I'll sit on that. It's a full-time, unless someone else wants it.
Make a motion for Mr. Campion to be appointed full-time?
A second.
For full-time or alternate?
That's for full-time.
Full-time.
Second.
Okay, call for the vote.
Vice Mayor Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
And Mayor Cruz.
Fine.
Okay.
And for our alternate?
I would like to stay on there in some facility or some way.
Well, you're
No,
you're
she's the primary.
Oh.
There's only,
So,
Do we need to
we would
reappoint you?
need clarification. If somebody's already sitting on a committee, if they want to make a change, there's no reason, I think, for the council to reappoint.
Yeah, that was just filling the vacancy that they created. But
now we're looking for an alternate. We got you on there. We have to nominate you. Okay, I nominate Barbara Payne.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
We just did an alternate.
Make changes.
All right.
So Kurt Campion and Barbara Payne are full
Are
members.
primaries.
I'm just looking for an alternate, if somebody would like to volunteer.
Nominate Laura Hewer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne?
aye.
Councilmember Hewer?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Powers?
Aye.
And Mayor Cruz.
Aye.
Be kind of fun considering I started that committee.
There you go. You've gone full circle.
Tony Gora and I started that committee together.
Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District.
Uh,
Mr. Mark Cruz currently has that position, and Barbara Payne is the alternate.
I would like to retain that if that's okay with council.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that either.
Fine. And I'm okay.
Okay,
We're good on that.
moving on to the Green Print Steering Committee. There's one full position, and that is currently Mark Cruz.
I relinquish that to whoever wants it.
What is it?
Could you kind of explain what it is, please?
I will put it to you this way. Green print steering meets probably once a year, and you might get lucky to plant a tree. That's about all we do.
Or does it meet in town? Who else is on it? Is it,
I've been communicated with them maybe twice. Yeah.
Who sponsors it? Is it a county?
I believe it's sponsored through the estuary.
Wow.
I think I heard Kurt say he wanted to do it.
Can we come back to that one?
What comes back to it?
Okay, we'll table that one. The Sacramento Transportation Authority, and currently Kurt Campion is on that, and Mark Cruz is the alternate.
I'd like to retain that.
Okay.
Continue it as is?
Okay, with me.
Okay. Sacramento Area Council of Government, that would be currently Mark Cruz, and Barbara Payne is the alternate.
I would like to retain that as well, please.
And I'm okay.
Okay.
You're gonna be a very busy person.
Continue as
Sacramento.
I have been.
Sacramento Public Library Authority, currently Barbara Payne is the full member on that committee,
And I'm okay with retaining it.
Okay.
and there is no alternate for that one.
All right.
Okay. Sacramento County JPA on homelessness, Mary Lou and Mark.
We'll just stay on it.
Okay, so
It's another one of those who very rarely meets.
Right.
so the Green Print Steering Committee is the final one.
No, that's the one you, yeah. I guess I'll stay on it if nobody wants it.
On which one are we on?
Green print.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that concludes my report.
Okay.
I have just one clarification. Is there a vacancy on the CCFD 2x2?
Yes, there is.
Oh, that's not on mine. What about
The
this one?
the Consumers Community Services District, the 2x2,
How often does that meet?
once a quarter usually.
Yeah.
Does there need to be
Chief?
2 people on that?
Is that about right? About once a quarter? I'm sorry, Chief Hansen.
I would volunteer to sit on that.
Okay.
Okay. And do you have another one? Are you gonna still do it, Mark?
Unless somebody else would like it, I'm more
Laura,
than
you
welcome.
wanna?
Laura, you want to take care of that one?
Nope.
Okay.
If we just have a motion for, Councilmember Campion.
I move, put Councilmember Campion on, CSD 2x2.
Second. Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne.
Aye.
Member Hewer. Aye. Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Powers.
Aye.
Mayor Cruz.
Aye. All right, is that it? Awesome.
What about, did you say you were gonna stay on the Economic Development Council?
Actually, that's not on there either.
It's on here.
It's on this, but it's not on her sheet.
Oh,
The Economic Development Task Force, I would like to, relinquish that one, and I'd like to recommend Mary Lou Powers for it.
are you okay with that?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Call for the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Hewer. Aye. Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Powers.
Aye.
Mayor Cruz.
Aye. Thank you, Mary Lou. Did we miss any? Okay. Comments by staff? Mr. Stewart?
Thank you. Not really any this evening, so we're here for me with the introductions.
Great. Mr. Winkler?
Just a quick hot off the press, I got an email from Mr. Clarkson, our utilities manager, and for December of 2014, year-to-year comparison on water conservation, we achieved 30% lower this December than last year December. Of course, we had a very wet December this year. But that is still a 15-year low. So we're continuing to do well, and hopefully we'll carry that into 2015 and continue to not only meet the governor's request for 20%, but also to help conserve our precious resources.
Awesome. Just a little note for you on that one. Also, tell Mr. Clarkson and his group they did an outstanding job on the bypass on Vintage Oak.
We told them we'd have an extra inspector out there keeping an eye on them, so it sounds like you, or this person did a good job of watching the work.
Paula? Mr. Solis? Chief Bowen? Mr. Behrman?
A couple of quick items. We have our strategic planning. Did we do the calendar already? Did I miss that?
We're not there yet.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, and you,
So tomorrow we have our strategic planning meeting, and I wanted to report that we had our survey, community survey, and we received over 200 responses from members of the public and city employees. So that was an amazing response. We're really happy with that. So we'll be digesting, analyzing that information tomorrow. Also, next Thursday at 1 o'clock is the memorial service for our fallen heroes memorial out here at City Hall. So everybody's invited to attend.
Thank you.
What time is that?
1 o'clock.
And would you like to mention anything on the calendar?
Yes, I would. Sorry, I missed that one. Let's see, what's today? Okay, so the Planning Commission meeting is January 8th, right here at Council Chambers at 6:30. And then we have the Parks and Rec Commission meeting at 7 o'clock, right here at Council Chambers on January 14th. And then as City Manager mentioned, the Heroes Town Memorial dedication is 1 o'clock this Thursday, January 15th, right here at City Hall, which brings us to the Beautification Committee meeting, which is January 15th, also at 3:30.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Oh, sorry, I rushed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comments by city council members. Councilmember Hewer?
So I just would like to say how fortunate we are that we have such a wonderful qualified person to take Liz's place. It was disappointing to lose Liz, but I think it's wonderful that Donna has the experience and has mentored so well with Liz that we have somebody to fill in. So appreciate that. I will be attending next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the 14th, 15th, no. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, yeah. The 14th, 15th, and 16th, new council members, conference in Sacramento for the League of Cities, So I don't know if I'll make it back to the, Con Memorial dedication, so I'm disappointed to miss that, but since I was scheduled. Otherwise, I think that's it.
Thank you. Councilmember Campion.
I have nothing tonight.
Councilmember Powers.
I just have a funny little story that I want to say that it's kind of funny how things go around and come around. The chief I think it was about 6 months ago, told me about the police academy, and we had one of our officers graduating from San Joaquin College, Delta College, and the chief took me there, and I had talked to him, and I said, you know, it's kind of funny, my great-nephew wants to be a police officer, and I'm kind of pleased to say that I think with going to that and learning from it from the chief, that he is one of 160 tried out, and he's one of 60 that made it into the academy, and he starts tomorrow. So I'm very proud of him for that.
Okay,
Congratulations.
awesome. Vice Mayor Ping.
I just wish everybody a Happy New Year and looking forward to 2015. Yay.
Absolutely. I do welcome everyone to come out on the 15th at 1 o'clock here at City Hall. It's going to be a very fulfilling event. Long time in coming. I know we've had the Chance program working very hard to earn the funds so we can get some memorial put up, and I'm considering the situation. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't ever want to do this again. With that, this meeting's adjourned.